Did you know that only one president in American history has served more than 2 terms? Franklin D. Roosevelt's unprecedented 4 terms in office led to the passage of the 22nd Amendment, limiting presidents to 2 terms. Now whispers of a 3rd Trump term are circulating, igniting fervent debate about the Constitution, American democracy, and the future of the presidency. Could Donald Trump, who already defied expectations by winning in 2016 and again in 2024, find a way to shatter another norm and return to the White House in 2028? The question has captivated the nation and left political analysts scrambling for answers. Donald Trump's presidency was nothing short of tumultuous. His time in office was marked by a series of unprecedented events that left the nation deeply divided. From his fiery rhetoric and unconventional policies, Trump managed to capture the attention of both his supporters and critics alike. To the constant controversies and investigations that seemed to follow him at every turn, his presidency was a whirlwind of activity and media coverage. Trump's time in office left an indelible mark on American politics. His approach to governance was unlike any other president before him. His supporters view him as a fearless outsider who challenged the establishment and put America first. They believe he brought a much-needed shakeup to Washington. His detractors see him as a threat to democracy, a demagogue who stoked division and undermined democratic institutions. They argue that his actions have had long-lasting negative impacts on the country's political landscape. Despite losing the 2020 election, Trump remained a powerful force in the Republican Party. His influence did not wane, instead it seemed to grow stronger. He continued to hold rallies, endorse candidates, and shape the party's agenda. His endorsements became a litmus test for Republican candidates seeking office. His return to power in 2024 solidified his grip on the GOP. It was clear that Trump's influence was far from over. As 2028 approaches, the question remains: will Trump be content with 2 terms, or will he seek to extend his political dominance even further? The future of American politics may once again hinge on the decisions of one man. The most significant obstacle to a Trump 2028 campaign is the 22nd Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Ratified in 1951, this amendment explicitly limits presidents to 2 terms in office. The amendment's language is clear: no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. This seemingly unambiguous language appears to present an insurmountable barrier for Trump. However, the Constitution is open to interpretation, and some legal scholars have suggested that loopholes might exist. Could Trump exploit these ambiguities and mount a legal challenge to the 22nd Amendment? Some Trump supporters argue that the 22nd Amendment doesn't explicitly bar a president from serving a 3rd term, only from being elected more than twice. This interpretation suggests that Trump could potentially assume the presidency through other means, such as being appointed vice president and then succeeding to the presidency. While this scenario seems far-fetched, it highlights the creativity of some legal minds seeking to find a path for a 3rd Trump term. Other theories involve challenging the amendment's ratification process, or arguing that it infringes on voters' rights. While these arguments remain largely on the fringes, they demonstrate the lengths to which some might go to see Trump back in the Oval Office. Political roadblocks and public opinion. Beyond the legal complexities, Trump faces significant political challenges. His presidency deeply divided the nation, and a significant portion of the population remains vehemently opposed to his policies and style. While he maintains a loyal base of supporters, it's unclear if he can garner enough support to win a 3rd presidential election. Public opinion polls paint a mixed picture, with some showing continued support for Trump among Republicans, while others indicate a growing desire for new leadership within the party. Furthermore, Trump's legal troubles continue to cast a shadow over his political future. Multiple investigations into his business dealings and his actions surrounding the January 6th Capitol riot could result in charges that would further complicate a potential run. The Republican Party and Trump's shadow. Trump's influence on the Republican Party is undeniable. He reshaped the party in his image, pushing it towards a more populist, nationalist, and anti-establishment stance. The party remains divided between those who remain fiercely loyal to Trump and those seeking to move beyond his divisive legacy. Some prominent Republicans have already begun distancing themselves from Trump, recognizing the need to appeal to a broader electorate. Others remain firmly in his camp, viewing him as the key to future electoral success. The 2028 Republican primary promises to be a battle for the soul of the party, with Trump's potential candidacy looming large. The Democratic response and potential candidates. The Democratic Party is carefully watching the developments within the GOP, preparing for the possibility of another Trump candidacy. While some Democrats advocate for directly confronting Trump and his policies, others believe that focusing on their own agenda and highlighting a positive vision for the future is a more effective strategy. Several potential Democratic candidates are waiting in the wings, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. The 2028 election could see a rematch between familiar faces or the emergence of a new generation of leaders. The outcome will depend on the political climate, the candidate's ability to connect with voters, and the unpredictable nature of American politics. Analyzing the odds. Is a Trump 2028 bid viable? Predicting the future of American politics is a fool's errand. The landscape is ever-changing, influenced by countless variables from economic conditions to international events, and even unforeseen scandals. However, we can analyze the available information to assess the viability of a Trump 2028 campaign. This involves looking at polling data, voter sentiment, and the current political climate. The legal hurdles posed by the 22nd Amendment are significant. This amendment, which limits presidents to 2 terms, would be a major obstacle. Overcoming these hurdles would require a Herculean legal effort and a favorable political climate. Legal experts would need to craft a compelling argument, and the courts would have to be sympathetic to their cause. While Trump enjoys enduring support among his base, this loyal following has been a double-edged sword. His supporters are passionate and vocal, but their numbers alone may not be enough to secure a victory. It's unclear if he can expand his appeal beyond his core supporters. Winning a presidential election requires broadening one's base to include independents and moderates, a challenge Trump has struggled with in the past. Additionally, his legal troubles and the potential for further scandals could derail any presidential aspirations. Ongoing investigations and court cases could consume his time and resources, making a campaign difficult. Ultimately, the decision of whether to run rests with Trump himself. His personal ambitions and desire to reclaim the presidency will play a crucial role in his decision-making process. His ego, his thirst for power, and his belief in his own abilities will likely be the deciding factors. Trump has always been driven by a sense of destiny and a belief that he alone can fix the nation's problems. Whether this belief will translate into a viable campaign remains to be seen. The political landscape of 2028 will be vastly different from today, and only time will tell if Trump can navigate it successfully. The future of American politics. Join the conversation. The possibility of a Trump 2028 campaign raises profound questions about the future of American democracy. The political landscape is ever-changing, and the potential return of a former president to the highest office in the land is unprecedented in modern times. This scenario forces us to consider the very foundations of our democratic system. Can a president who has already served 2 terms find a way to circumvent the Constitution and return to power? This question isn't just theoretical. It challenges the core principles of our governance. The Constitution was designed to prevent the concentration of power, but political maneuvering and legal interpretations could test its limits. Will the Republican Party continue to embrace Trumpism, or will it chart a new course? The party's future direction will significantly impact not only its own identity, but also the broader political discourse in the country. The internal debates and decisions made within the GOP will resonate through every level of government. How will the Democratic Party respond to the ongoing challenges posed by Trump and his supporters? The Democrats face the task of uniting their base while addressing the concerns of a divided nation. Their strategies and policies will shape the political battleground for years to come. These questions are too important to be left to pundits and politicians. The future of our democracy depends on active participation from all citizens. Engaging in these discussions is crucial for a healthy democratic process. Engage in the debate, share your thoughts, and let your voice be heard. Social media platforms and community forums provide spaces for everyone to contribute to the conversation. Your perspective matters and can influence the direction of political discourse. The future of American politics is at stake. What do you think? Your vote and your voice are powerful tools in shaping the future. Every opinion counts, and collective action can lead to meaningful change. Could Trump really run again in 2028? The implications of such a campaign are vast and complex. It's a topic that requires careful consideration and robust debate. Share your thoughts in the comments below and check out our other articles for more in-depth analysis of this developing story. Stay informed, stay engaged, and be a part of the conversation that shapes our nation's future.